In today's video, we are playing Warpforge. It is a digital card game set in the far-flung future of Warhammer 40,000. I've played a bit on the channel before and talked about it when the Orc vs Space Marine demo came out earlier last year. The full game is out later this year in 2023 if everything goes to plan, and today they have launched the Necron demo. So the game is now up for, I believe it's 4 or 5 days in a demo state, a pre-alpha state essentially, where you can play as Space Marines, Orcs or Necrons, with Necrons being the new addition that the focus is on. This video is sponsored by Warpforge, to be very, very clear. So people are going to think that I'm just saying these things, but I'm absolutely excited about this game. I thought Horus Heritage Legions was very, very good. I think the monetization could have been a lot better, and the progression of card unlocks and selection. I hope they improve upon that with Warpforge. But the gameplay, the attention to detail in terms of how they mechanically represent things in canon and in the tabletop game into it, Legions was great. Legions was generally great. One of my favorite digital card games from a mechanical, rule and flavor perspective. Warpforge is that again, but instead of the 30k setting and the legions of the Horus Heresy fighting one another, we have 40k. As you can see here, we've got a Primaris Reaver, we've got a Justicar, we've got an Orc Goth boy, or maybe a Knob about to fight that Reaver too. But today we're playing with the Necrons. The Necrons are an ancient evil. I say evil, that's all subjective, right? They're an old race that traded in their mortality for metallic bodies. They did this because they were under duress. They were dying a slow and agonizing death due to the frailty of their their biological form. At the same time, the universe was getting worse as demons were coming out of the warp, the Orcs were on the rise, the Eldar were making themselves known. So they just disappeared. The Necrons decided to go to sleep for, like, you know, 10,000 years perhaps, and everything will blow over. It will be fine. They awaken, of course, to find that mankind has crossed the stars and is as warlike as the rest of them. In the far-flung, grimdark future, there is only war. I'm going to play a couple of decks today. I'm going to play with Scarab Swarm, one of the other ones here, and maybe like Implacable Conquerors, because the card looks cool. If you enjoy the video, there's a link in the description below to check out Warpforge on Steam. It's downloadable now. It is free to play, all three factions having 5 decks and a tutorial to play as well, and it is online multiplayer, so you're playing against real people, and if there's not enough people online, you're playing against bots. I know it sounds like I'm saying it because it's a sponsored bit, but I actually really think this game is good, so check it out in the link down below. With that out of the way, let's play some Warpforge. So we're playing Scarab Swarm at the moment because the deck is really fun. We've got a Scarab Swarm here, but we want the cards that generate Scarabs ideally. Darkstalk is kind of like a payoff for all of this, so I'm going to put it back in my deck for now, and we're going to look for as many Scarab cards as possible. We'll keep the Stratagem Grabber, because one of the... a tutor, one of the stratagems actually makes Scarabs. There's our first Scarab.
I will reshape this galaxy into
We're against a bot at the moment. Alright, calm down now.
We are Ultramarine!
We're against a bot at the moment because I'm filming this pre-demo release, so we're not likely to have that many people online right now other than creators. Now, how the Scarab works is that it's got Artifice. So whenever you cast a stratagem, it does something. In this case, it creates a new version of itself. It replicates. We don't want to deploy that out onto an empty board because we don't want our opponent to kill our Scarabs. We want to get to a situation where we play Scarabs, play spells, and just overwhelm them with, well, shitty little Scarabs. We're going to go for a melee attack to attack them. They hit us back with their melee stat, so we go to 37. Then we're going to use our spell that we get for this Warlord, which is ping for 1, heal for 1. So we hit them for 1 and heal. 138 versus their 32. The goal is to kill Aerial Ventress. They shoot us again with an aerial assault, which is Aerial Ventress's ability, I believe. Yes. They also use sheltered location, give -2 range attack to all units in play until your next turn. So they're basically getting everyone to hunker down and not be able to shoot. I'll just play a Gauze Immortal. So this has the other mechanic that we need to talk about, which is Remnant. So when this is destroyed, it creates like a corpse essentially, and until end of turn, and then it goes forever. It can be attacked to be fully killed, like a zombie. You can double tap it. If on our turn we have remnants, we can resurrect them with the resurrection protocols and similar cards with that ability.
Temper your speed with faith and flame!
Firstborn Bike ETB Valley, 2 damage, hitting our commander there, and then they attack our Gauze Warrior, who has regeneration. So just heals 2 points at the end of every turn. We draw a Canoptic Spider that deploys 2 Canoptic Spider Scarabs when we cast spells, so we do that next turn. So we'll deploy our first Scarab. We're then going to go ahead and cast Protection Protocol, giving our Immortal Vanguard, which means they have to attack that with melee attacks, but they can still shoot with ranged attacks into other units. And then we can shoot the Bike dead. The Bike will shoot back. We'll go to 4, but we heal 2 at end of turn, don't forget. And then we're going to punch the commander and pass the turn. We heal back up to 6 points on the Immortal. The Immortal protects our Warlord, it doesn't protect our other units. I was very tempted to fire off this 1 energy.
Ready to take on a foe like me.
Alright, Justica, calm down. A reconstitution protocol for 1 mana, which doesn't do anything here because we don't have anything to reconstitute, essentially. But I didn't think I wanted to waste that value, but it would have triggered both our Scarabs. So now I'm going to use this to ping something for 1 and heal our commander for 1. It'll generate 2 new Scarabs. We'll then throw these melee Scarabs. Oh, this one has been pinned down by the Judicar. So we'll punch the Judicar for 1, kill our Scarab. We're then going to use Reconstitution Protocol, select the Scarab that just died. That'll trigger all 3 of these Scarabs and make 3 more Scarabs. We're then going to go ahead and shoot the Judicar, which will shoot us back for 2, but we heal for 2 at end of turn. Then we'll shoot Judicar to kill it, and that clears the board. And then I'm just going to go ahead and just, like, fill out the board here. And we'll take this. This is like an overrun effect. So, we cast a stratagem, we fill out the board with 1 more Scarab. We've got a maximum troop slots for our Scarabs here. And then next turn we're going to go for Annihilation Command, give 2 melee and 2 ranged attacks to all my units. Although our opponent had a Wrath. I've just realised. Oh, no, it wasn't that one. It's a better version. Ooh, bug there. Okay, they had a Wrath, so we're going to rebuild our board, but we've got a Scarab left over from all our stuff earlier. So we can deploy 3 Scarabs with Spider's Nest. I'm then going to deal 1 damage to something and heal us. Shoot with the Immortal. I'm going to choose a friendly troop that died this turn. It's gonna be another Scarab. Put that on a hand, summon 1 more Scarab. So we filled our board out again. Do they have another airstrike style effect to, like, AoE us down? Hopefully not, because then we can Annihilation Command them for the win next turn. Just the Judicar. Sure. So they'll pin something that can't attack in melee, but we're going to have guns next turn thanks to Annihilation Command. We lose our Immortal, it becomes a Remnant, and they pop the Remnant. They destroy it totally. It's our turn to go hog wild. So we've got 7 mana. So I'm just going to throw out an Annihilation Command, which basically arms all of our Scarabs with guns and makes them stronger in melee. And that's just lethal. We just absolutely slam. Oh no, they've got a Vanguard! Ugh, we have to kill this first. So how do we do that? We're going to go shoot it, because it's got a good melee attack, so you want to shoot it for the 2 damage return. And throw 1 Scarab into it. And I think we've still got lethal now. I haven't done the math because math is for blockers. Wait, are we 1 short of we are 1 short of lethal. Okay, it's fine. We can kill them with our Warlord next turn. We can have the glory of the Necron Empire with whoever the hell this is. Imhotep. Oh, Redemptor does a minigun attack. Oof! Be still, my throbbing cock. And then we're just going to use Lord of the Storm to ping. Ah, we missed. Okay. We'll finish him with a melee attack. Not very Necron of us, but we got there in the end. And that was Scarab Swarm, which I think is a very fun archetype. I'm looking forward to building around that. I hope the full game has more than just the stuff in the decks at the moment. Because I just want to see more of the Warhammer 40k universe. Anyway, next game. So now we're playing with what looks to be a control deck. Bide your time and defeat them with much bigger toys than the Scarabs. We keep the 5 energy, 2 to 4 damage Wrath effect, and drop the other 2 5 drops. Get an 8 drop and a 6 drop. Cool. Cool.
A glorious victory will be mine. No tricks or illusions will ever fool me.
So, fun fact, the demo dropped as I was playing my last couple of matches, and the one that you just saw. So we're going to start to see real people. This is Dumat, my opponent, playing as the same character, Nemazor Zandrek. I don't know if it's the same deck. There might be 2 decks under Zandrek. They create a warrior every turn is what we can do with our spell. We'll deploy a Tesla Immortal and pass back. I wonder if I should have actually attacked the warrior there. I sometimes forget that you can attack with your Warlord. That's because I'm a dum-dum. Having extra effects of straight up available to you in card games is something that I will always struggle to remember.
Activate the reanimation protocol.
So we're going to summon a Triarch Praetorian, which is a Vanguard to protect our commander. We can't res our Immortal at all, so we're then just going to go ahead and shoot their Immortal. Should have actually punched it because it took some damage there. Whoopsie daisy.
Only an immortal mind can see infinite possibilities.
It's 5D chess, kids. It's 5D chess. We'll pass back to our opponents. We lose our remnant. Hopefully they can't res theirs. Although this is a...
Has forged strategies since
Technomancer means that they cast any stratagems. They reanimate this. And the ability to make a warrior every turn counts as a stratagem. So they're going to get 2 warriors this turn. We are on the back foot. Hopefully our scythe attack can like sweep their board and allow us to clear them out with like attacks to destroy the remnants. But we do really need to kill this Chronomancer. This Technomancer, sorry. Not a Chronomancer. That's a different unit. We do have Implacable Conqueror, which I really like. It's a lower cost of all troops in your deck by 2 for 5 energy. You gotta keep in mind the troops are like your Necron warriors, your Praetorians and shit. It's not your vehicles like the Doomstalker. They have summoned a Night Scythe, flying rally if you control other troops to deploy a Necron warrior. Interesting that they didn't cast just to make a warrior and heal a warrior. That would have made a lot more sense in my opinion. We're at 4 energy, which gives us almost nothing to do, barring using the created spell each turn from our commander. We're gonna shoot down the Technomancer, which means that it'll be a remnant. If they can res it, then it'll be back, but it means that at least the first spell they cast won't just res something itself. Basically, the Technomancer is bad news. The Technomancer is real bad news, because it's one of the enablers for getting the remnants back. There is just a card called Reanimation Protocol, straight up. I think it's 1 or 2 energy to res something, which seems very strong when you've got some very powerful remnants like some of the destroyers. Like the Canoptic Reanimator itself has a talent, so at the beginning of your turn it puts a reanimate into your hand. 1 energy, res a remnant. They finish off my Triarch. It becomes a remnant itself, and then they can smash it with the okay, deploy Necron warrior. They should use their plane here to kill this remnant. Maybe they don't understand how remnants work. The game is like, you know, the demo is out today. No, they saw the line. They saw the line. Powerful stuff. At this point, I'm just going to make all my future troops cost 2 less. Which, if I keep drawing vehicles, is kind of terrible, actually. Or I can summon a warrior, do nothing. I can play a Canoptic Reanimator, and then nothing else. Or I can raft them. Interestingly, because this flies up here, we can only shoot at it, because it's flying. And it will shoot us back for 4, which is pretty big news. I'm going to play a Reanimator, because they kind of have to deal with it, because it keeps the stuff alive. I'm going to shoot their Necron Warrior, they'll shoot back. And I'm going to melee it to death. I probably could have just double melee and get this 1 point up. Yeah, I definitely could have done that. I could have kept 1 more point of stats on my beloved Necron Warrior myself. Now, if they kill my Necron Warrior and then don't, like, double tap it to kill it, and we get to pass back, we get to reanimate it with our Canoptic. Reanimate it for 1 energy, and then spend the rest of our energy on, like, a 5-drop. So that could be Implacable Conquerors or Scythe Assault, which has a very cool animation. I think the Necrons just look nice, too. From a digital card game standpoint, this board is quite nice with its moving assets, its lighting over here, and the reflections on the floor beneath, you can see. And then the crumbling to like 3D bits. It looks a little bit like it could be a bit... It could do with some anti-aliasing, but it is alpha gameplay after all. And I like the little green skull to remind you of what's going on, and the hover to see the unit as well. I just like it a lot. It's a good visual look. It's a huge jump in visual fidelity compared to Horus Heresy Legions, for example. So heal 5 to your ward and give it +2 attack. No! Leave my Canoptic Reanimator alone! Okay. So it's down. We drew our Conquering Tyrant as well. So we're going to play an Annihilation Barge for 6 energy. A vehicle that ETBs and does 3 damage to something, so we're going to shoot the Night Scythe. Bear in mind that the Night Scythe on most of the vehicles don't have Remnant, so they don't reanimate, so that just goes away now. They're going to shoot their commander. I won't engage it in melee combat, obviously. And then pass back to them. I'm not going to attack with my warrior because it'll die, and then the remnant collapses at the end of my turn. I'd much rather it be an asset on the board in their turn, so that if they decide to just try and destroy it, they've got to then deal with the remnant itself as well. So it gives us a lot more like board presence that they have to deal with. 4 damage Warlord is actually very strong. Like, the race they can do here, they're double damaging us to Underworld Warlord, in addition to whatever else they're casting. They're going to deploy Necron Warrior. They're going to play a Gauze Warrior. And a Flesh Lava. This thing, when it reanimates, gets stronger. When reanimated, gain +2 ranged attack and +2 health. That's pretty good. And then this thing is a flayed one. So these are the Necrons that carry the skin of their enemies because they want to have some of their flesh back. Frenzy means it attacks each turn a target that it wants to. Remnant, obviously, you know what that means. And when reanimated against flanks, we can attack the turn it got reanimated. So like haste in a way, but only to non-warlords. I think it's time to call in the Night Scythes, honestly. So we're going to Night Scythe them, which kills their entire squad. And now we can just like clean up by just shooting, double tapping all the bodies. And then I'm just going to drop a Tesla Immortal. Pass back to our opponent. That was a very strong turn. They unloaded their board to try and get some presence, and then we just shot them with the Night Scythes. And as you saw, the animation is sick too, as they do like a drive-by lasering. So they attack and destroy our command barge, which doesn't have remnant, so it's gone. Remember, it's a vehicle, so as far as I understand, none of the vehicles have remnant. Maybe we'll get some later down the line. And that's something to also point out, by the way, is that all of these are the Saltec dynasty. There are different dynasties in 40k. So what we'll probably end up seeing is like Nilek and other ones come into the fray later on as expansions.
Converging on enemy position.
So allow the Necron faction to be expanded in interesting ways. So they shoot back and forth, and this flanking Tomb Blade, a flying Necron, basically a bike, destroys my poor Immortal. We're up to 8 now, so I think we just slam Doomstalker, which just shoots their stuff as like a protective protocol whenever they attack us. The other option is to go full melee on our main character here and deploy one of these other abilities. Actually, I think that's our answer here. I'm going to heal my Warlord and gain some melee. I'm then going to drop a Warrior onto the board. I'm going to shoot down the Tomb Blade, which with it having flank is kind of dangerous if they reanimate next turn. And then we're just going to melee fight the opposing Warlord because we're quite far ahead in life. So we can start to begin that race now. Especially if we can just like slam Doomstalker into like Scarab Swarm plus another card. And if they play some quite good ranged, if they play some pretty good range, we can just blind them for a turn as well. But they just played a melee character, a melee Vanguard as well. Neither of us are doing much reanimating. Love to draw a Technomancer at some point, that'd be pretty sweet. They shoot us with a Necron Warrior. We draw a Tomb Blade, which is pretty decent. I don't know how we deal with this 6 melee thing. We've got to shoot this. We've got to shoot it. I'm glad we never actually cast this Implacable Conquerors, because everything we've drawn has basically been a vehicle. Okay, we're going to double spell here for efficiency. We're going to go Scarab Swarm, and then we're going to go this vehicle. This vehicle is going to melee down this Necron. Oh, Vanguard. Stops me from meleeing, so I've got to shoot. Taking more damage than I would like. I could have just knocked the Vanguard down with my Warlord plus the melee from the Tombstalker, maybe? Maybe that's correct, because they can start racing us now. They've got like 10 points of melee damage on board. I guess we have got 14 points, though, if they don't decide to kill the Scarab Swarm, which is also weaker to range, much like the Lich Guard is. It's quite a nice synergy here that if you've dropped Lich Guard and Scarab Swarms and then blind your opponent with Solar Pulses, you can push them into melee combat and then your things just ruin them. What also really, I said I really like Implacable Conquerors for like how powerful it feels. And it really adds to that idea of like continuing to march on with your unstoppable foot-slocking army. That said, it doesn't lower the cost of your spell to make a warrior every turn, so it doesn't help there. And also in vehicle heavy decks it's pretty bad. And also it's taking a turn off to set up, so this game's been very back and forth. So that seems a bit of a waste of a card in a way. I don't know if this card's actually any good. They deploy a warrior, they give armor to all their units. Is armor temporary? Yeah, +4 armor for 1 turn. Keeps their Tomb Lich Guard alive here. Armor only protects against melee? Oh, to a minimum of 1, so they still took damage there, okay. We're going to go and grab something that has died so far, so this Triac Praetorian as a Vanguard unit. We'll dump the Praetorian into play. And then we'll reduce the cost of all of our future things, I guess. Let's see if we just draw troops from here on out. That'll be pretty gas. I'm going to shoot them for 2, doing 1 damage total, and passing back to them. If I melee'd them, I did 1 damage, and they twatted us for 6, which seemed like a bad trade. We are in a tough spot, team. I don't know. This deck feels a lot worse than the Scarab deck, that's for sure. a Necron Lord from them. It regenerates, it's a remnant, and it's also got the ability to give you an indomitable will every turn, which allows you to then choose an overlord power. It's like a spiraling tree of options. So they kill my Vanguard with their Warlord, and then they hit us for 8 here? No. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. Jesus. Oh no, not the full 10, they decided to double tap the Remnant instead. Oh, they're healing all their units. These cards seem strong. Are we in the same deck, opponent? Because I've drawn some pretty big duds here. Okay. We're going to slam a Doomstalker. We're going to slam this. And now, when they attack us, they have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. They have 17 damage. So actually taking any damage here to me is a bad idea. So I'm going to shoot their Vanguard. End the turn. The Doomstalker should shoot things on the way over. So it should kill warriors, for example. Although they can just kill it with the 2 things that don't die to it. But it does force them to divert attacks to the Doomstalker. That's going to shoot them as they attack me. Meaning I don't die this turn. But also I'm not really winning, as our opponent has a strong board presence, incredible number of cards in hand. And I've just got like a Vanguard 5/2 for 2. That's actually pretty good. This has been cost reduced. They have just done the same thing, reduced all the cost of their spells. Oh no, they haven't. They did Indomitable Will to grab Annihilation Command, which then powered up their entire army. Okay, we lost. We got ruined! I didn't really feel very far ahead that entire game. But I'm not going to blame the deck. It might just be that I played it wrong, my mulligan was bad. Maybe the draw was bad. There's a lot of reasons I could have lost that. I am not the best gamer in the world, shall we say. Okay, Implacable Conqueror was not great. I think Relentless March is pretty poor from one opponent as well. Scarab's one by far my favourite. Let's try some Oricon the Diviner, famously in a book, I believe. Master the power of divination to always be one step ahead of your enemy and execute artifice plans. Oh, fucking hell. Words are hard. I do know that what this guy's spell is, that for 1 mana, I think it's or 2, you get to go ahead and shoot us into the top of your library, which seems very strong. Let's get rid of the 7 and 8 drop. Okay, we've got some damage spells. We're burned now, baby.
Your pitiful mortality will be your ruin. Ready, my legions. A glorious victory will be mine.
I'm trying to narrate a video here, guys. If you can just calm the fuck down. This is Master Chronomancer. 1 energy. Every turn, I can choose a card from your deck and move it to the top of my deck. Which is pretty strong. Perhaps wildly too strong. In other card games, this would be busted as shit if you can do it every turn. But I do think it only gives you 3 options. You can't shoot it, as it were. So we're going to go ahead, drop a Gauze. And then we're going to shoot our opponent. We start on 35. Some of the commanders start on 40. And that's a balancing fact for the fact that our spell is obviously very, very good. We play a flayed one. They pop our warrior with their commander. And they pass back to us. So we're looking to pop some flayed ones. I think what I'll do first is see what our next draw is going to be. So we're going to Master Chronomancer. We're drawing a 5, or a 2 energy card. Recalls Protection Protocol, our Tombblade next turn. But I think playing Implacable Conquerors early enough, because I think our deck is full of infantry, is going to be our line there on turn 5. And then I'm just going to go ahead and shoot this, because it has no ranged weapon. And then I'm going to shoot this with a Extermination Protocol to pop it. End the turn, we lose our Remnant, and we're back to board parity. We're ahead on life, but they have more cards in hand, of course. They're going to drop a Necron War into the field. And they're going to hit me and pass back? Well, yes, okay. No use for their 1 energy. I also like the spell that you get from your commander or your warlord being 1 energy, because it gives you such a good ability to like hit real efficient mana usage. So here I'm playing a Tombblade.
On enemy position.
I think I'm going to fist fight this, and then fist fight it again. I should have just shot it, actually, probably, with the Tombblade. That would have made more sense. I don't think trading my damage spell for their warrior is good here. I just leave it and hope they can't reanimate. I think that's much better. Trading a card in hand for their, like, free spell is not good. The upside as well of Implacable Conquerors in this deck, I think, is that we can just tutor the infantry to the top of our deck. Our Tombstalker goes down. They played this. This is a death mark. That's their snipers. And the sniper ability in this game is when doing a ranged attack, enemies killed don't retaliate. Ooh. Seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. I think I'm just going to slam Conquerors here and take a shot to the face next turn. I think that's where we're at. It's all cards in my deck, by the way. So this Hexmark Destroyer in my hand, which is really strong, by the way, doesn't get buffed. Doesn't get decreased in cost, should I say. We'll go ahead and we'll melee this now, so it's down to 2. It doesn't regenerate, so we can shoot it down with the Extermination Protocols next turn, or fist fight it. Hexmark Destroyer pings every enemy for 1 every time you use a stratagem, which just feels so good. Because sometimes you're just like firing off 3 stratagems at a time, and just like rattling their board with this like gunslinger who's got 6 arms and 6 pistols. What a Chad. Jesus Christ. They buffed it to 10 range. Okay, we go to 18. But we did shoot back. Why did we shoot back? Huh? What? Enemies don't retaliate. Was that a bug? I don't think I should have shot back there. Was that a bug? Maybe it's only on troops and that's not listed. Maybe warlords retaliate. Right. So, what are we up to now? We have 6 energy. I want to deploy Hexmark Destroyer and fire off spells in the same turn. So I don't want to just deploy it out and get killed now. Although dealing with a 7 health creature is quite difficult. I think I'm going to put a thing that's died already into my hand, like the Tomb Blade. Of course, that was not reduced by my my Conquerors. And then we're going to Master Chronomancer and put Technomancer top of my library, because that'll be 1 mana when we draw it next turn. I'm just going to play a Tomb Blade, shoot them for 2. This guy's got flanking, but he can't shoot the enemy Warlord. It can only, with flanking, attack enemy troops. Fast is the keyword you need to be able to fight enemy Warlords on turn 1 that comes in. So now if they kill our Tombstalker, Tomb Blade, sorry. We can easily reanimate it with the creature we're about to draw. So we draw a 1 mana Technomancer, which is so good. We're then going to go ahead and fight this, which will kill our Tombstalker. It will become a Remnant. We'll play our Chronomancer.
Activating reanimation.
We will look at the top card of our library. Yeah. Let's go ahead and get a Tomb Blade, which will be 1 mana. Then we Remnant back this bad boy, who's got flanking, by the way, so he can now shoot down this warrior. We can go ahead and, I guess, shoot down the tomb, Deathmark, sorry. And then we can go ahead and punch this Remnant dead, so they can't reanimate that. And then we pass back, and we had a pretty strong turn. I enjoyed that a lot. And next time we now know we have got a 1 cost Tomb Blade on top. So we can go Tomb Blade, Hexmark Destroyer, and Vampiric Shooter on top of our library with the Temporal Manipulation. Oh, I love this card. I love this model. God, I love Triarch Stalker. So we lose our Chronomancer, but we do draw a Tomb Blade and we have our thing. So we're going to go... So Hexmark Destroyer for 6.
Multiple targets on site.
Then we're going to go Tomb Blade.
Converging on enemy position.
Oh, this feels much better with that ability. And then we're going to go ahead and put it on top of our library. And it's probably going to be a Lich Guard. Yeah, Lich Guard seems good. Although Technomancer's gone, maybe getting the spell that allows us to bring Technomancer back to our hand is probably good too. And then I guess we can kill the Triarch Stalker here. We're trading 2 Tomb Blades for it, but I honestly think that's worth it. This thing has a 7 damage gun, and it powers up the range attacks of all units on the board for them as well. I think that's fine. Past them, we're behind on health. We are ahead on board, but they have a lot more cards in hand than we do. I guess the temporal manipulation thing of looking for a card and put it to your library is very strong, but it doesn't give you actual card advantage, where a lot of the abilities of the generals do. So, one of the Ultra Commanders draws you a card. This guy makes warriors, for example. They're going to blind us for a turn, which means we can't use our 6 damage attacking shooter. Okay, okay. So we draw our own Vanguard. We go ahead and cast Chronomancy. We're going to put the Protection Protocol on top of our library, I think. Shoot them all for 1. I think I melee the Lich Guard here to get off the board. Play a Vanguard. Pass back to them. And the next time we can slam Necron Lord and then like buff it up to be a Vanguard as well with the spell that we've just put on top of our library. But we are feeling that lack of card advantage. They can now... Oh, shit. This was... we had to kill this, really, but being blinded meant we couldn't. So now they can cast spells and just reanimate the Vanguard. Woof. Technomancer is so good! What a ridiculous card. I love it. Heal the war. The commander gets healed for 5. Goes up to 6 melee and 4 melee, and now they have 7 melee in total to kill my Vanguard. Well, I guess they can punch it with their commander, shoot it with the Technomancer. They decided not to. We regen 2 points at end of turn. That is weird. So our Hexmark gets into melee and hits that for 2. Just because it wanted to. It could have shot it, but it didn't, which is so strange. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go 7 energy for a Lord. We're going to give it a load of health. We're going to shoot everything for 1. And then we're going to Chronomance, finding ourselves another... I guess another Hexmark Destroyer is pretty good. And then our Hexmark Destroyer pins everything for 1 again, killing their thing. And then we go ahead and we shoot the Technomancer dead. And then we go ahead and just punch their Warlord for... No, that kills us, actually. Because they have 4 attacks. So we're going to go ahead and just kill the Technomancer to make sure it's gone. Go to end of turn. We're going to heal 2 on this Lich Guard. Which means it's now out of range to be killed by their Warlord. If we just slammed into them, took them to 4, it's a good bit of pressure. It's a good threat. But we would have lost one of our Vanguards. They play another Technomancer. They relentlessly march to make a warrior and res that Vanguard again. Resing Vanguard seems strong. And now they kill our... They can melee kill our Hexmark. They give another creature Vanguard. Okay. So on our turn, our Hexmark just randomly attacks something. And dies. They attack with melee again. So we're going to go Hexmark Destroy for 4.
Multiple targets on.
We're going to go Indomitable Will from the My Will Be Done of the Overlord to find an Overlord power. We have 5 energy left. We have Annihilation Command, which we can't cast. We do have Reanimation Protocol, which we can, so we're going to select that. The Overlord power is very good, actually, it seems. We're going to cast that to reanimate our Hexmark, which will ping everything again. And then we're going to cast Chronomancy and put, I guess, a Scythe Assault's pretty good. Let's put the Airstrike into our hand. We shoot everything. We shoot everything. The remnant is gone. And now we have lethal, right? Because we just go... Oh, we don't even... Oh, this is a Vanguard, so we do have to do that. We can shoot... Oh, we can shoot them, though. Vanguards only stop melee not shooting.
This cannot be done.
Oh, I just missed lethal, I think, because I'm panicking. I'm panicking! Oh, no! Because the clock ticked out. I think I just absolutely fucked that comment section. Was there a way I could have done that better? We had to kill the Vanguard. It was on... How much health was it on 2? I should have shot it with my commander and then just melee with these 2 into their commander and we would have won the game. I have just thrown the game, I think. Oh, God. Imagine being this bad at card games, comment section. Imagine being this bad at card games. So they make a load of warriors. They res a load of stuff. They can shoot me for 2. No, that's not what we wanted. Fuck. They can now shoot me for 4. We lose. I had them. Oh, they die too? It's a draw? Okay, it's a draw. I'll take it. I will take it, but we should have won if I wasn't a fucking scrub. That is Warpforge. I generally just want to explicitly state this. This video is sponsored. They've reached out to me. I've worked with them before with Legions, and I am getting money to make this video. But I'm really excited for this game. I love 40k. I love the game system they made for Legions. I love the attention to detail they make to canon and flavor and theme. I cannot wait for Warpforge. If you want to try the game out, the demo is live until the weekend. The link is in the description below, down below. Thank you for watching, and if you liked the video, hit that like button, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. I've been Vince, also PleasantKenobi on the internet, and I'll see you all soon. Ta-ta for now.